Imagine all 8.2 billion inhabitants of Earth holding a megaphone and shouting at the same time. The sound would be deafening, but what exactly would happen? Would this collective shout be loud enough to be heard in space? Could it cause catastrophic damage? Today, we'll explore this crazy hypothesis and uncover the amazing secrets of sound physics. To begin with, we need to understand the basics. An average megaphone amplifies the human voice to about 90 to 120 decibels, depending on the strength of the shout and the quality of the equipment. Now imagine billions of megaphones working simultaneously. Sounds scary, right? But does adding all these voices create a much stronger sound? Well, the answer is a bit more complicated than it seems. Sound is a pressure wave that travels through the air. When multiple sound sources, like our megaphones, come together, they can amplify each other if perfectly synchronized. However, in practice, this is almost impossible. Some sound waves would cancel each other out, while others would amplify, creating a chaotic mixture of sounds. Now, let's think about the total volume. Suppose, by some magic, all 8.2 billion shouts synchronized perfectly. In this case, the sound could reach levels of 150 to 170 decibels. To put this into perspective, that's louder than the sound of a rocket during launch. At 150 decibels, sound begins to cause serious physical damage, such as ruptured eardrums and cracked glass. At even higher levels, it could cause internal injuries. But here's an interesting point. Sound disperses quickly as it travels through the air. This means that while you might hear the shouts of people nearby, the sound from those thousands of kilometers away would be practically inaudible. Earth is a big place, and sound energy simply spreads out before causing any significant impact. Now, let's elevate the hypothesis. What if we all shouted in a giant enclosed space where sound couldn't escape? In this case, the sound pressure levels could be incredibly high, perhaps fatal. The pressure could cause internal damage to the lungs, or even lead to death in some extreme cases. Fortunately, this scenario is pure fiction. Another interesting point is, what would happen in space? We know that sound doesn't travel in a vacuum because there are no molecules to transmit sound waves. So even if we all shouted with megaphones pointed at the sky, the sound would never reach space. The only impact would be on Earth's surface. And what about the impact on the planet? The sound of billions of people shouting wouldn't be capable of causing an earthquake or other natural disasters. Earthquakes arise from deep tectonic forces, and sound waves simply don't have enough energy to influence these forces. Therefore, we would be safe from any geological disaster. So, what would be the final result of this collective shout? It would be an impressive spectacle, but not a catastrophic event. At most, it would be a reminder of how humanity can unite, even for something as seemingly simple as shouting. And this leads us to a reflection. Imagine if we could use this global unity for something more significant. If all 8.2 billion of us came together to solve the world's big problems, the impact would be much greater than any shout. Did you like this idea? What other crazy hypothesis would you like to see explored? Comment below and share this video with your friends so we can continue discussing curious and fun scenarios like this one.